Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader.com, here with your Tuesday market webcast. All right, daily chart. And we talked yesterday about how it's just kind of walking up price here. You've got higher lows going back to the CPI low on October the 13th. The high today, they went up and tested the 50-day exponential. Right now, they're above the 50. They're above the 9-day. It's all right in there. They're above the 50-day simple. They're below the 50-day exponential. It's testing some key areas. We talked about the pre-FOMC price up at 38.5275 yesterday. I drew this box. You've got weekly pivot up here, 38.0167. This is the 50 monthly, and then the 20-day simple moving average, which had kind of been a test. We were wondering with the low there, with the low and the test of daily mid-band of the 20-day off the Europe Open, if they were going to be able to walk it up. They basically played around with the hourly mid-band during the course of the morning and then really started to walk it up into the afternoon. First testing, weekly pivot, then converting, getting on top of this 50. And what you've seen overnight is a little walk back down and off Europe Open. Instead of testing the daily mid and holding, it tested weekly pivot and held. And now we're up here above the 9-day the last couple of hours. The pre-FOMC price, 38.5275. It's there. It's open. What the bears need is that, we talked about this yesterday. This needs to be some kind of flag that's going to break down. And we'll see where we're at with that. And if the bulls are going to come up here and do all this, they're going to have some follow through. They're going to have follow through in the 3850s, and they're going to have some follow through in the 3900s if they can get there. They have to do a lot better job than they did back here, and obviously here. Otherwise, we head back in. Now, what you've got is you got a big high at 39.28. You got a big low at 35.02, and you're just kind of back and forth inside the edges of that. So we're back to trading in the 3800s. I think the market's been most comfortable trading in the 3700s. So I will be very interested to see today if we close with something with a 37 on it or a 38 on it. If we close with something with a 37, then by definition, that'll be the bears taking the weekly pivot back. So it really could go either way. We talked about the Bollinger Bandwidth consolidating, continuing to fall. It is. It's about 1.26 now. It's just this very slow consolidation to the upside. So how do you trade it? You stick with the trend, which right now is up. You can try some shorts. You can do some things. We were short more than we were long yesterday. We were short 95s and 94s a few times, but it just couldn't follow through. We got good thirds, we got good middles, and the runners just kept getting round tripped. And we would try longs in between, but they weren't really working. We got into a long, and we're in a long now from 93.5, which was fine. I mean, they finally came up and they took it. But it spent the vast majority of yesterday in a triangle, a smaller triangle inside of a larger triangle, which is always, a little bit back and forth. Now, I'm not ignoring the fact that today's election day, and that'll all come out in the wash tonight, and we'll see if it affects anything into tomorrow. But, I only care about the election so much as it's going to affect price. So the 9-day is important, 3,800 is important. You got a whole lot of traffic here. But, you can trade it, but understand that when these, right now, the counter trend moves or the contrarian moves really are the shorts. And if they're not following through, especially at this hourly mid-band, where they've continually failed for the last couple of days, here, and last night, if they can't get the hourly mid-band back, then the dips are going to get bought. We're going to continue to bleed to the upside. And you have to think, what shakes it out of the tree? Obviously some kind of news. A lot of places to get that from. But you can see in a vacuum, the thing just wants to slowly bleed to the upside, which is interesting in the bigger picture because in a market that has done what it's done off of the highs, in a vacuum, they still slowly, frustratingly want to buy. And I say frustratingly because they're very hard trades to hold because it's a slow bleed up, whip down, slow bleed up, whip down. It's hard to hold in the short term. All right. Volume weighted average price is right there at the 9-day, 38.16. You've got proprietary moving average 21 and change. We talked about the 50. We talked about the weekly pivot. Hourly mids like 11.5. You just got a whole lot of traffic between 24 and 10. So 38.10 to 38.24, big traffic area. All right, that's all I got. Everybody have a fantastic day. Be safe, be healthy, take care, trade them well. I don't give a shit where you fall on the political spectrum. I don't care. Go vote. Go vote. You got to show up. If you're gonna have opinions on whatever area of the political spectrum you are in, agree, disagree, vote. That's the one common denominator. All right, take care, everybody. I'll talk to you tomorrow.